Hello everyone, my name is Janelle Buito and this is my ED201 lifespan video. Hope you guys will like it. Guided by Eric Erickson's psychosocial stages, I'll walk you through how each stage shaped different parts of my life. So let's start with the very first stage, trust versus mistrust. This stage covers birth to about 1 year old, basically the era where your whole personality is built on whether people remember to feed you on time. With that being said, I was born on October 22nd, 2005, entering the world with zero instructions and full dependence on everybody around me. According to Erickson, babies at this stage are trying to figure out one big question: is the world safe? Or should I be suspicious of everything forever? Luckily for me, I didn't start life solo. I've got an older sister who's 4 years older than me, which means she already had 4 years of being the queen of the house before I showed up. She probably contributed to my sense of trust by hovering over me, carrying me around, or acting like a tiny second mom. Honestly, every baby needs a supervisor with that kind of dedication. And here's the best part: my mom says I was a super chill baby, like no drama, no chaos, just vibes. I guess that means that people around me were doing something right. Enough cuddles, enough consistency, enough care to make me feel safe. According to Erickson, that's literally the goal of the stage. When babies feel secure, they develop basic trust, which becomes the foundation for how they'll trust people later in life. So, yeah, baby me just looked around at my family, at my big sister, at the world, and basically said, you know what? I think I can trust you guys. Just don't drop me. And that's how my Erickson journey began. Next is Erickson's second stage, autonomy versus shame and doubt, which happens to be between ages 1 and 3. This is the stage where toddlers start realizing, wait, I'm a person and suddenly want to do things themselves. My mom tells me that I was actually a pretty quiet toddler, not super chaotic, just very observant. But even though I was quiet, I really wanted to help. Apparently, I was always wanting to help my mom cook, especially cutting vegetables. Which sounds cute, but obviously that was a hard no for safety reasons. According to Erickson, this stage is all about learning independence while still needing guidance. And honestly, that fits perfectly. I wanted to be involved, I wanted to contribute, but I still needed adults to set boundaries, like no knives for toddlers. I wasn't picky at all. My mom says I'd eat pretty much anything they fed me, which is like a huge accomplishment for a toddler. So even though I didn't demand control over food, I showed independence in other ways, like wanting to be included and trusted. Even though I was learning autonomy during the day, I absolutely refused to sleep in my own bed. I needed to sleep next to my parents, which honestly makes sense. According to Erickson, kids in this stage are balancing independence with comfort. And I was like, I'll be independent later, but for now, I need emotional support at bedtime. So, ages 1 to 3 for me were all about quietly building confidence, wanting to help, wanting to belong, and learning independence at my own pace with a lot of reassurance along the way. Now for Erickson's third stage, initiative versus guilt, which takes place between ages 3 and 6. This is the stage where kids start using their imagination, taking initiative, and coming up with their own ideas, even if those ideas are a little dramatic. I remember being very imaginative. I was always playing with dolls and making them act out full on storylines that I completely made up. I also really love dancing. Anytime there was a school performance, I put my heart and soul into the dance. So much so that my teachers often placed me front and center. If there was a stage, I was on it. That was my way of taking initiative and expressing myself without being afraid. My sister also plays a big role in this stage. She's very smart, and growing up, I looked up to her a lot. I wanted to be smart too, not just for myself, but because I admired her. So this stage wasn't just about creativity, it was also about motivation and wanting to become something I saw in someone else. Of course, my sister also says I bothered her a lot because I always wanted to be around her. Erickson says kids in this stage seek connection and approval, and I definitely wanted to feel included and noticed. Erickson explains that when kids are supported in this stage, they develop initiative, the confidence to try, create, and lead. And for me, ages 3 to 6 were all about imagining stories, stepping into the spotlight, and learning that it was okay to take up space. Next is Erickson's fourth stage, industry versus inferiority, which takes place between ages 6 and 12, basically the elementary school years. This is the stage where kids start measuring their worth through school, grades, and achievements. According to Erickson, this stage is about developing competence. When kids are praised for their effort and success, they build a sense of industry, feeling capable and hardworking. And for me, school became a huge part of that. I was an A honor roll student, and my parents always praised me for it. I was often compared to my sister, who was also an A honor roll student, and instead of discouraging me, it motivated me. I wanted to keep up, and I wanted to prove that I was better than her. One of the biggest achievements for me during this stage was making the president's list. Only one student per grade was chosen, so it became something I worked really hard for. When I finally earned it in 4th grade, I felt like all the effort paid off, but it also made the pressure very real. Erickson explains that while success builds confidence, constant comparison can also create feelings of inferiority. And looking back, I can see how this stage shaped me in both ways. It pushed me to do better, but it also taught me to tie my self-worth to academic validation, something I still notice in myself today. Ages 6 to 12 taught me how powerful achievement can be, both as motivation and as pressure, and how competition can quietly shape the way you see yourself. Next is Erickson's 5th stage, identity versus role confusion, which takes place during adolescence, roughly ages 12 to 18. According to Erickson, this stage is all about figuring out who you are, where you belong, and what really matters to you. Teens explore different roles, values, and relationships to answer the question, who am I and who do I want to become? Erickson believed that identity isn't something you're just born with. It's developed through experiences, exploration, and feedback from the people around you. For me, this was a stage of both exploration and pressure. In middle school, I was figuring out who my friends were and where I belonged. Joining sports helped me find a sense of belonging and build meaningful friendships. I also continued to focus on school, finishing first in 8th grade, which reinforced my love for achievement and my craving for academic validation. 8th grade was also when I got my first serious boyfriend, who is still my boyfriend today. He became a constant support and friendship during a time of big changes. Around the same time, I also became an older sister after 13 years of being the youngest, which made me see myself in a new role within my family. High school brought a whole new challenge. I started comparing my appearance to others, especially because I was shorter than many of my peers. Academic validation remained important. I worked hard to keep up and eventually graduated as salutatorian. Through all of this, Erickson's theory helps me understand that identity formation is not just about achievements or approval. It's about balancing exploration, self-reflection, and belonging. So ages 12 to 18 were a turning point, a time of growth, self-questioning, and learning to integrate achievements, relationships, and self-image into a clearer sense of who I am, all while still navigating the pressures and comparisons that come with being a teenager. The last stage I'll be talking about is Erickson's 6th stage, intimacy versus isolation, ages 18 to 40. According to Erickson, this stage is all about forming deep, meaningful relationships. After adolescence, when you've been figuring out your identity, the challenge becomes connecting with others in a way that's close, supportive, and mutually respectful. Erickson explains that successfully navigating this stage leads to healthy intimacy, the ability to share yourself, trust, and rely on others. Struggling with it can result in isolation, feeling distant, lonely, or unable to connect. For me, this stage is very much a work in progress because I'm still living it right now. Luckily, I got a head start. One of the most important relationships in my life is with my boyfriend. He's been a constant friend and support system, and through him, I've learned a lot about trust, communication, and vulnerability. Friendships are also a big part of this stage. College, work, and extracurricular activities have shown me how valuable deep, supportive friendships are for personal growth and well-being. At the same time, I've realized that intimacy isn't just about romantic relationships. It's about feeling connected and understood by the people you trust. This stage also challenges me to balance closeness with independence. Learning to open up while maintaining my own sense of self is something I'm still navigating. Erickson's theory reminds me that intimacy isn't just about being with someone. It's about mutual understanding, support, and the courage to be vulnerable. Erickson reminds us that every stage matters. Each challenge, each triumph, and even the moments of doubt shape us into individuals who are constantly learning, growing, and connecting with the world around us. And that's the journey I'm still on today. So I hope you guys liked my lifespan video. Thank you for listening.